Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about two critical things. First, the difference between wanting to write a book and deciding to finish one. Then, why motivation isn't the problem and why structure and standards matter if you actually want to follow through. Today, I want to talk about readiness and fit because desire and readiness are not the same thing. And understanding that difference can save you time, energy, and frustration. This episode isn't about convincing anyone, it's about clarity. Desire is common, readiness is specific. Welcome to The Seasoned Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs over 50 build and scale businesses with confidence in today's digital world. I'm your host, Vanessa Collins, and if you're ready to turn your experience and passion into profit, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into strategies, insights, and expert interviews focused on digital marketing, messaging, and automation. Because building a business over 50 isn't just about making money, it's about impact, legacy, and proving it's never too late to thrive. Let's get started. A lot of people want to write a book. They want the impact. They want the credibility. They want the sense of completion. And none of that is wrong. But readiness is more specific than desire. Readiness shows up in how you protect your time. It shows up in your willingness to follow a structure that isn't centered around convenience. It shows up in whether you want to execute or just keep preparing. At this stage of life and business, discernment matters. Not every good idea needs to be acted on right now, and not every season is the right season for a serious commitment. Understanding that is wisdom, not failure. Let's talk practically about what readiness looks like. Readiness doesn't mean you have endless free time. It doesn't mean you feel confident every day. It doesn't mean life is suddenly calm. Readiness looks like being willing to protect your time instead of hoping it appears, being open to structure instead of resisting it, valuing progress over perfection, and wanting support that leads to execution, not just encouragement. Readiness is less about how you feel and more about what you are willing to commit to. Seasoned entrepreneurs understand this in other areas of life and business. Writing a book is no different. One of the biggest mistakes people make is joining programs that don't actually fit how they work or what they need in that season. Enthusiasm gets you in the door. Fit determines whether you stay engaged and finish. The kind of support that helps serious authors finish their books has clear expectations, values consistency, respects timelines, and requires participation. It doesn't make it better than other approaches. It just makes it different. And not everyone wants or needs the same thing at the same time. Fit matters. And this is where it makes sense to talk about a specific program we've been running for years to support serious authors. Let me tell you about Book Challenge 2026. Book Challenge is a 16-week structured application-based program designed to help authors and aspiring authors move from idea to published book and to do it in a way that supports real impact and real income. This is not about rushing out a short, fluffy book just to say you published something. And it is not about chasing an Amazon bestseller badge in an obscure category. The focus here is on producing a sustainable, high quality book that reflects your experience, positions you as an authority, and can actually support your business. Now, over the course of 16 weeks, participants are guided step by step through the entire process, organizing and outlining their message, writing and completing the manuscript, preparing the book for publication, and understanding how to promote and monetize the book in practical ways. The structure matters. There are clear milestones, live weekly sessions, defined expectations, and support that's designed to keep the work moving forward, even when life gets busy. This program exists because I've seen the challenges come up over and over again. People procrastinate because there's no deadline. They lose momentum because there's no accountability. They get bored or overwhelmed because they're trying to do everything alone. And the technology around publishing and promotion becomes a barrier instead of a tool. Book Challenge is designed to address all of that with clarity and structure. It's about helping you finish the book, publish it well, and understand how that book fits into a bigger picture, whether that's speaking, coaching, courses, or other ways of serving your audience. In short, this program is for people who are ready to stop circling the idea and start executing with support. Now, before we move on, there's one important distinction I want to make about Book Challenge 2026. This program is designed very differently from most writing programs. Yes, it's a 16-week structured experience with weekly live training, clear milestones, and accountability. But what makes it truly different is how long the support lasts. When you join Book Challenge, you don't just get access for 16 weeks. You receive lifetime access to the recordings, the live weekly training, and the program each time it's offered. We run this program twice a year, and once you're in, you can continue to participate live without re enrolling or paying again. That matters. Most writing programs are one and done. When the program ends, access ends. And if you want to go through it again, you start over financially. Book Challenge was intentionally designed differently because writing and publishing isn't always a one book journey. In fact, many of our clients have written 3 or more books using this same structure over time. The process works, and having ongoing access allows you to deepen your skill, refine your message, and apply the framework again as your business and impact grow. This isn't about rushing you through a single project. It's about giving you a proven structure that you can return to as your work evolves. Now that you understand what Book Challenge actually is, it's just as important to be honest about who this isn't for. This program is not for people who want total flexibility with no deadlines. It's not for people who are unwilling to protect time for their writing. It's not for people who want motivation without structure. And it's not for people who are not ready to be consistent yet. Now, that doesn't mean those people won't ever write a book. It just means this may not be the right season or the right level of commitment, and that's okay. Clarity protects everyone involved. This is why Book Challenge is an application-based program, not to create pressure, not to exclude, but to ensure alignment. Applications allow for honest conversations about readiness, expectations, and support. They help make sure the program fits the season you're in and the commitment you're able to make. At this stage of life and business, clarity matters more than convenience. Now, if you've been listening to this episode and thinking, this actually sounds like what I've been missing, I want to be clear about the next step. Book Challenge 2026 is application based because alignment matters. This program works best when the structure, expectation, and timing are a fit. Now, if you're ready to finish your book with support, structure, and a clear process, I invite you to visit the program page and complete the application. The application isn't a commitment, it's a starting point for a conversation. Now, you have the opportunity to share where you are, what you're working on, and what kind of support you're looking for, so we can determine together if this program is the right fit for you in this season. If it is, we move forward with clarity. If it's not, you walk away with insight. You can find the application at bookchallenge2026.com. Again, that is bookchallenge2026.com. Now, our next cohort starts Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And whichever way you decide, remember this: your experience matters, your message matters, and finishing the work deserves the right level of support. That's it for today's episode of The Seasoned Entrepreneur. I hope you found value in our conversation and are feeling inspired to take action in your business journey. Remember, it's never too late to master digital marketing, refine your messaging, or implement automation that saves you time and boosts your bottom line. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple of things. First, subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you really found this helpful, please leave a review. Your feedback helps other entrepreneurs over 50 discover the show. Also, don't forget to share this episode with someone you know who's on their entrepreneurial journey. We're building a community of seasoned entrepreneurs, and together we're proving that age is just experience and experience is powerful. For show notes and links mentioned in today's episode, head over to theseasonedentrepreneur.com. Again, that is theseasonedentrepreneur.com. You can also connect with me on Instagram at VanCollins1, and that's the number 1, to continue the conversation. Thanks again for tuning in. Keep pushing forward, keep building, and remember, your best season of entrepreneurship is just getting started. I'll see you next time on The Seasoned Entrepreneur.